I think the turning point in the football game was that punt. 76-yard punt when you got a team backed up down 7-0. We were playing very well at that point. We kind of figured out what they were doing, and we started playing well. And then when that happened, it changed the whole field position, and it kind of changed the momentum of the game, man, because their defense was striking us. I mean, they were kicking our tails, and we couldn't quite figure out what they were doing, or we wasn't as physical at the point of attack as we should have been. So I think, to me, that's what stands out. That punt, man, that punt really killed it. We had them backed up at the 4, and at least if we fielded it, we had midfield. So
the game got out of hand, fans leaving in the fourth quarter, but you were still coaching in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're going to coach till the last second, and next week at A&T. We owe it to this university, and we owe it to our team. We're building a football program here. And just when things are going bad, ain't time to quit. I'm not going to quit. But I know there's some young men that can't handle it, and then they're ready to tank it. And that's fine. That's fine, because we have enough players, but we'll replace them. And that's what we was doing today. We were starting to plug people in, and I'm not going to keep yelling and asking you to do certain things. We're going to plug in backup guys, and then their backups become starters. And that's just how it's going to be. These kids will do it my way, and if they don't, they will no longer be here.
That field goal, was that more about not getting shut out or just strategy?
It was 4th and 5. And we just like, hey, we had to get some points on the board, and it did provide some momentum. And we were able to go get the ball and then get a touchdown. So I think if we really got stopped down there, we probably would have got shut out, but I think they feel okay about themselves, basically 10-3 in the second half. And that's what they were still throwing the ball. They were still trying to score, even though they subbed some people out, we subbed some people. So I think, you take that and you take that into next week's game.
My last question is, after a season like this and a game like this, what were you telling those guys in the huddle?
I told them they need to do everything they're supposed to do off the field, because I'm going to need some scholarship money, because we're going to build this program. And if they don't do what they're supposed to, they will no longer be on this team, and we're going to find some special football players that's going to take this special challenge to get us to a championship level.
So we'll no patting on the back and it'll be better next season or next week?
Well, they don't pat on the back. We lost our 5th game at home. Ain't no pat on the back. I just encourage them to do the right things, because we had to put a couple guys off the team already this week because they wasn't doing what they're supposed to. So my whole thing is, you have to identify a budget. You have to identify those funds when you replace student athletes. So, if they do right things, then I won't have to replace them. If they don't, I'm going to need that money to go and find some football players that's going to take this special challenge.
Well, Coach, you gave up a lot of yards today on the ground. What's the game plan next week?
We've been giving up a whole lot of yards all year on the ground. So
what's the game plan against Mike Mayhew next week, the MEAC leading rusher?
He's great. He's a great football player. The game plan try to stop him, try to tackle him. In North Carolina A&T, they are a big physical football team. You buy that stuff Broadway selling if you want. They're not a bad team. You watch them on film. Watch them last week against FAMU. They big and they physical, and they gonna come straight at you. So, we got to get going downhill, and that's what we started getting going. Put Prince William in at the middle linebacker, and Prince started coming downhill making some plays, and we got to find a few more guys just like that want to come down, ain't gonna mind putting their nose in there and make a play. We missed too many tackles. And you miss Mike and Mayhew, that's gonna be 6.
Think you have Gio back next week?
I sure hope so. He makes a difference for us, especially in the passing game. His big playability and his attitude. Man, he's a big-time player. We had quite a few drops today, and guys wasn't able to gain separation. And that hurts us. That hurts us when we trying to pick up third downs. I don't know when we got our first down. It might have been in the second quarter or something. So having those guys who can gain separation, who are explosive football players, that's what we have to get around. We got to find explosive football players, and once we get those guys in, I think we'll be okay.
I hate to single out Goforth, but if Gio's in the game, does he feel that punt?
You would like to think he would. And that's why we replaced him in the first place, because I think, Gio brings that explosiveness. He wants it. If the ball anywhere near him, he's a kid, he's going to go get it. I ain't got to tell him to get it. He's like, oh, man, I see nothing but green in front of me. So, not to say that Goforth don't think the same way, but, you got to make plays when you have opportunities to make plays.
That touchdown run you had, what happened on that play, man?
Basically, we had a 74 zone, which is an inside run, and I pulled it. And DeMarcus Hill made a cut block, ended up blocking 3 people off the edge. It was wide open. I walked in. I guess they thought it was, I don't know, I guess it was so wide open they thought something had happened. I don't know, they didn't want to give us a touchdown, but we ended up scoring, so that was it.
Still couldn't get that that home win for the season, man. As a senior, is that such a big deal, or is that us putting more into it than it really is?
Nah, it's a big deal. I mean, well, yeah, I guess it's a big deal. You know, you just, you know, my goal out here and to try to get everybody to just come out here and fight, man. You know, just put forth a good effort. You know, that's all I ask for. So, you know, I you know, it hurts not being able to win at home, but you know, we got a big one next week. You know, we gotta keep pushing forward. Can't dwell on it. It's not the last game yet. So,
y'all approaching it like this is for the championship, playing against A&T. You know,
nah, I wouldn't say championship. I think it's just, you know, North Carolina Central and North Carolina A&T, Ag Eagle Classic, it just speaks for itself. Championship, you know, I don't look at it as a championship. It's just we don't want to lose to them. It's just bottom line. Yeah.
Obviously, we wanted to come out with a W. It's a team thing, though. Most of all, I love all my teammates. I wish the best for my young guys. I hope that they continue to work hard, never get down, and no matter what, just finish the game. And I'm going to ride with them to the end. So even though we didn't get a win this game, we got A&T next week. This game's over with. We got to get ready for them to beat them.
You mentioned A&T. Going into the game next week, what's your thoughts on A&T's run game and how the defense needs to step up? What do you all need to do next week against A&T to stop that run game?
Well, obviously, we all need to step up, fill our gaps, and just all be on the same page. Communicate better, practice communicating in practice, make sure that everybody on the field is talking, and if we all on one page, we'll be all right. I mean, we strap up just like they do. We've seen a lot of good running backs. I mean, it's just another game, really. We can't say because they're A&T we're supposed to play harder, because we're supposed to play hard every game. So we're going to come prepared.
How important will it be for you if you go out with a victory against A&T?
I would love that. I'd love to go out with a victory, period. I mean, this is going to be the last game that I play in my collegiate career. And, you know, you always remember the last thing that happened to you. So I want to go out with a win.